All right. Oh, thank God. All right. So this just in, as of yesterday, Grief is banned from Legacy. Yay! Yay! Um, everybody knew it was going to happen. Basically, very happy it did. There's a couple of things that are going to happen. I think even before the Grief ban, we were starting to see a turn towards the Griefless scam decks because they were geared for the pseudo mirror against Reanimator, and they seem like the clear kind of obvious best deck for this current format now. Now there's going to be a lot of decks that couldn't deal with the Reanimator side of Scaminator. That may see a return. And then there's also going to be the decks that were inherently bad versus Grief, which is like fragile combo decks. Though the more fragile combo decks may still struggle against, or sort of combo decks in general struggled against Scaminator, but we'll see how the metagame adjusts to those combo decks. I think they're still going to be kind of marginal because there's still going to be a lot of like Eldrazi is going to be pretty good against a lot of combo decks, and the blue-black tempo decks are going to be good against combo decks, I think, for the most part. And speaking of Eldrazi, that's like the clear second best deck, because we've got a metagame that basically it's like the only Chalice deck that can answer Frog easily. And Frog is really the main threat of the format now, which it already was. Frog is going to be very, very dominant. And Wizards have said that they aren't going to ban anything else until December, I think, 16th. So we have kind of the rules of engagement have been set for Eternal Weekend. So if your deck is bad against Frog, you probably shouldn't play it at Eternal Weekend is, I think, the answer to anyone wondering about that. Excuse me. So we've got these black tempo decks. We've got Eldrazi, and then I think a big question mark is what is the place of control going to be? Are the Beans decks going to be able to make a comeback? Are control shells going to be viable? Are they going to be frog decks themselves, or are they going to be a little bit bigger? That part is very unclear. If those decks can come back and have a decent to good Eldrazi matchup, which is sort of a tall order for a control deck, because Eldrazi is structurally good against control in a lot of ways, but Consigned Memory is a hell of a card, and I don't think it would be impossible for control decks to be good against Eldrazi. The Micah spawn is going to be probably the biggest problem for them because double uncounterable Stone Rain is really hard to beat. As for Goblins, I've got kind of two different ideas. So I had, this push build that I was doing before the bans, which I liked. And then this is sort of a following along with the similar logic, but trying to make it a bit more streamlined, right? So the advantage, the reason I'm looking at these Furies instead of the pushes is I get to play basically. All right, so here's the 3 stages of thought. Basically, I wanted to play Ancient Tomb again because there's all this Eldrazi, and Port looks poorly positioned because the decks are so fast. This may change if Control comes back, but at the moment, Port doesn't look very good. So I wanted to play Ancient Tombs to get these Bombardiers out and play faster because Eldrazi especially can be heavily determined by how consistently you're casting Bombardiers, basically, and like how consistently and frequently. And then since the name sticker ban, Bombardiers has sort of had a problem where you don't have any fodder to sacrifice the turn you cast it. Fury solves that issue. And then I also wanted to break serve and help out when I'm, on the draw and your opponent goes turn 1 Accelerant. And if you don't have any 1-mana removal in your deck, push solve this issue because you just push it. But then, that does stop your own acceleration because you're not playing, your Lackey or your Vial. Or Wastelanding. So, like, against Eldrazi, if they go turn 1 Fleshraker, yo, Jared, thanks, dude. If they go turn 1 Fleshraker, I would really like to be able to go Fury that, Wasteland you, and just kind of set them back to nothing. And there's a decent chance that they get stalled out for a turn, and then you kind of break serve that way, is that on the next turn you get to play your Lackey or Vial. And, on the next turn they're probably going to be able to do something. But then it's like, oh, I have a follow-up removal spell now. And so as long as they don't go like turn 1 Fleshraker, turn 2, play another thing after getting Wastelanded, you're going to be in a pretty good spot. And given that they probably used a Petal to get the Fleshraker and play on turn 1, that's pretty unlikely to happen. So like they would need double Petal, double Soul Land. Kind of same logic with the like Planeswalker, or with Tamiyo and Necrogoyf. Especially, like turn 1 Fury the Tamiyo before it can attack, before it can, and like they can't daze the removal spell. Last stream we saw like my Fatal Push got dazed on Tamiyo, and then I lost to Tamiyo. And also Fury is live longer against Tamiyo because it can hit Planeswalkers, whereas Fatal Push can't. And then as far as Fury versus Pyrokinesis, I've been thinking. I was like, what are the matchups where instant speed really matters? Are they popular? And it's really just Painter at the moment, because Cephalids is more of these Nadu decks, and instant speed is important, but a lot of times you end up main phasing anyway because you're killing mana dorks before they untap, is like what you're using the Pyrokinesis or Fury for. So that's the feeling with Fury. That's what I'm going to test. And then also it sort of supports the whole like Ancient Tomb thing, because you're more likely to hardcast it. I don't know why I'm sneezing so much. Has Frog taken over yet? Presumably, yes. It was already taken over. It had already taken over. Initial thoughts that our Lackey's bad on the draw, but versus Eldrazi is maybe better than Vial, kind of like how Ryan's matchup. Well, I'm definitely not cutting Vial against Eldrazi, but I agree that Lackey on the play is like quite potent, because they only have a couple of dismembers to kill it on turn 1. So if you have Lackey plus removal with some sort of payoff, you're like quite likely to connect. And speaking of payoffs, to go along with Ancient Tombs and Furies, I went up to 3 Ringleaders so that this deck hopefully does not run out of gas very often at all. Like 3 Horde Master, 3 Ringleader, 2 Muxus is like a lot of card advantage. Sideboard, we've got 2 Kinesis to supplement the Furies and the Stomping matchups. We've got a Mindbreak Trap, 2 Vexing Baubles. The Baubles, you know, I'm going to keep a closer eye on, see, like, is it actually doing what I want it to do? But I didn't want to play Chalice because I've got, 5 Pyroblasts. And then the Cages as well. I think Cage, Cage I'm kind of covering Cradle Control and, and any of the green decks that might come back. And then, more normal Reanimator stuff. Possibly Cephalids. Undecided if, how I want to approach Graveyard Hate right now. Like, it's possible these are better as Fairy Macabres. Not sure. Then we got 1 Flute, 1 Cratermaker. Cratermaker could be a Trash Master. I wouldn't, like, another thing to consider is that, does 8 Cast ever come back? Or, kind of the blue Stompy decks or Saga decks in general. If Saga decks in general come back, we might want to move on to Trash Master. Not sure yet. So that's basically it. That's where I'm at. So let's this is my first match of the new meta. Let's see how it goes. I also kind of like that with this build, Vial on 5 has something relevant to do. Oh, and the other thing I should have said about Fury is that with way fewer reanimates in the metagame, theoretically, it's less of like a liability to have Fury in your deck. Because it used to be there's just like, oh, they discard it and kill you with it, so you lose. All right, so this is Legacy Gambit. Oh, webcam stuck. There we go. Thank you. So probably Death and Taxes. I think this is Sahar's account. Or is it Sarah? Sarah? Good hand. Plains. Land is good. All right, what do you got? Pile Solitude or nothing? Nothing. I guess I could have played my... Yeah, I could have played Horde Master, Misted Damage. I just kind of assumed like he would die. Yeah, let's play the Cavern. Thalia. Well, Thalia can block. Ooh. Options, options, options. So we could go Prospector, sack 2 tokens. If I get, Bombardiers or Expert or Mogwai Marshal, like we kind of get free value. If I just find a removal spell, I can just keep going, basically. So that seems good. I do miss out on damage, kind of, but nothing. 2 whiffs. You hate to see it. All right. Okay. I could sack these two to do that, but that seems bad. So let's just attack with Ringleader here. We're so far ahead that there's just no need to... I don't want to put myself down on material. Like, I already sacked 2 tokens to do this play. So Thalia gains a lot of life and denies a Lackey trigger, but we're still fine. Okay. All right, a little ramp. Red source, okay. Another prospector. So I can Mux this here, but it kind of kills my whole board, so it's not ideal. I could Matron Bombardiers and cast Bombardiers, kill White Orchid. Not entirely clear that's even better than getting Pashlik. Opponent could be trying to set up for Solitude, though I think Solitude probably would have gotten used by now. At this point, I don't even want to kill Athalia because I want to make Plow cost 2. So if we get Pashlik, sack. Yeah, it's not that good. Maybe I do just get Muxus and do it next turn. Because I got 2 prospectors. First strike is broken. So she knows my hand. But like, anytime anything dies, I get to maybe draw a card and gain a life, deal damage. Very hard to get out of this spot. Okay. Guess forces me to sack more guys. Flicker Wisp. Flicker that. Sure. But we do have basics in our deck. Ooh. So that's not lethal. Yeah, let's just do this and hit some removal spells. Oh, that's really good. That's like insane. There's Bombardiers. Let's just go for Muxus right now. Okay. Kill the Phantom. Okay. All right. Red white taxes. Maybe want the flute. We seem very well set up for the D&D matchup with four of these guys. Cut all the lackeys. I think that's fine. Yeah, Horde Master. A lot of cards, even though I whiffed on the first two, which was a little bit of a bummer. I'm actually going to keep this. It's not like the kind of hand I normally want versus D&T, but we have an answer to Vial, which is big if we draw a land. But ooh, and we draw a Vial. That's even better than drawing a land. So if there's a Stoneforge Mystic, I probably have to just kill it. Jite, okay. Well, we found a flute target. Do want to draw a land here. Ooh. That's interesting. I think I just wasteland their wasteland because I don't want my Vial to get skyclaved. Nothing? Oh, geez. All right. So Prospector probably gets hit by a plow here, which I could play around by going, like, don't put this in, Violin, Mogwai Marshal, cast, but then, like, what am I casting? I guess Horde Master. Okay. So if there's a plow right here, okay. So Horde Master's going to tank a plow. presumably. Might still hit the Prospector. Path to Exile. Okay, that is a lot worse. And I will take a land instead of maybe drawing a card. I could even hardcast Fury next turn if I wanted to. Alright, the fact that my opponent used a path there instead of a plow kind of says there's no plow. No black mana for the Sling Gang yet, but we can do that. Solitude, maybe? Okay. Pretty free to play the tomb because my opponent wastelands me. They're just going to die the Vial, so. Alright, do I want to Solitude or do I want to flute anything? I don't think so. Ringleader best draw? Bombardier is good. Got another one? Alright. Alright. Violent 5 should win this. Alright. Yeah. Not too much to say about the game 2 there. I drew turn 1 Vial in the Vial mirror. And my opponent missed on lands after getting wastelanded once. Alright. Curious what other decks kind of pop up again after the Grief Moon. Like, you haven't seen like green white depths in forever. I always sort of expected that lands would show up more, but I guess lands was bad against the Entomb Reanimate thing. I don't know. Alright, on the play. Got a 0-lander. Okay. Keep. This is an interesting opponent last seen on Delver. This is a real conundrum of leading on Lackey or Vial. I think I put back War Marshal probably. I think I'm going to lead on Lackey here. Because obviously the upside is super high. And then if it fails, the way it fails is trading with a Delver or DRC, or they don't get to cantrip on turn 1, and then they maybe get wastelanded and die. Also, if the Vial gets forced, then the turn 2 Lackey is a lot worse. Because there's just no way turn 2 Lackey connects. Okay. Alright, I'm actually going to Wasteland immediately to play around Stifle. They have the Bolt. Okay. Still don't mind position here. Okay, they do have a land. Island. Ponder. Alright, so now basically we're in operation live for 6 turns. Which is easier said than done, given our hand is kind of do nothing. Okay, so given that my opponent went for Island, and therefore doesn't have access to Molten Collapse for a while, I'm actually going to play this second Vial into a Daze. Okay. And I'll play Ancient Tomb. This looks like, I guess it could Murktide or Frog. Looks like Frog. Alright, we're in a pretty bad spot versus Frog. Boggart would be one of our better draws. We. Okay. Now it is sort of free for them to ditch a bunch of cards because they probably have forces that don't do anything at this point. I will block so fast. Alright, discard Daze, happy to see that. Discard DRC, sure. Another Frog? That's a little scary. Don't know if we're going to live long enough to draw a Matron. Alright. Need to top deck Cavern. And not get Wastelanded. This is sort of the problem with the Muxus all-in hands, right? Like, we played a Lackey and then we've done almost nothing else, which was pretty bad. Alright, we didn't get Wastelanded, so we can top deck Cavern for the win. Discard Delver. Alright, they're playing Murktide. Murktide probably... I mean, I'd have to hit really well off of Muxus. I guess I do have Vials, so... do I change the Vial numbers? I think I go 3 and 4 so I can keep Ringleader as a live draw. That's sad. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, I'm dead. Okay, they had Bolt plus Force. All right. Okay. Well, here's 5 Pyroblasts. do I want baubles? I don't like cutting lackey. Maybe I do. Maybe just cut prospector. Maybe I just do this. Keep my Furies open. Let's try this. We'll look at Fury whenever we draw it and see if it's better as a bauble. But no. Okay. Kind of have to go pretty all in on lackey again, which is not great. Like I could keep Matron, be a little less all in, but that's kind of bad against like lackey put in Matron, get what? Hordemaster? It's like not bad. Maybe that is better. Get Bombardier maybe. Well, not if I don't have a third land. Found it passed the test last game. We can't answer a Delver. Or a Stifle. Oh, that's a little awkward. Alright, I don't think I'm wastelanding. I'm going to play the fetch because of the possibility of Stifle. I'll Red Blast a Stifle trigger. Or a Stifle on the trigger. Looks like they have the bolt, though. Okay, that sucks for me. Glad I kept the Matron, though. That sucks for me, too. Alright, I'll blast one of these. Don't love using blast on a Delver, but I'm going to be tapped out and I could end up taking like 6 damage off the Delver, and that's just not where you want to be. Okay, there's Ringleader showing up again. All right. Here. So what plays around Wasteland? Yeah, I think it's Boggart or Lackey, I think. Yeah, Ponder was the card I didn't want to see. So now I'll Ponder into Wasteland and have Delirious DRC. There's Wasteland. Or maybe a second Ponder. no. Interesting. Interesting. Huh. Huh. I could shove Ringleader here, but that's like very dangerous. I wish I had another 3-drop because then I could go Wasteland plus 3-drop. I might have a Brainstorm though. Playing Ringleader is tempting. I'm going to be quite behind in the race, though. Alright, I think I'm doing this, and then I'm just not going to attack. Okay. Because they're probably going to bolt the Trawler, and then I can block with Matron, so I think that seems better for me. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Alright, that's 2 days is gone. Shuffle. So now if they hit a Wasteland, they get Delirium immediately. Ugh, I hate this card. Shuffle again. Okay, they had a fetch land. Alright, so I missed out on 1 damage by assuming that they would not be able to get Delirium literally immediately. Kind of obnoxious. Alright, we drew a land. Here, Mario. Bombardiers is solid, but we didn't hit anything else. They've used 2 bolts, but we know they have Unholy Heat as well. So they probably have 5 1-mana removal spells. This is the first league, yeah, for me. Yeah, it's Wasteland. Okay, I would like to draw any land. They've milled 2 dazes. So they might not have 3rd and 4th days. In which case I go Wasteland the Volk, Expert the DRC. And then they might force that, but then we can do it again. I think they have a removal spell, and they're saving it for Bombardiers. Hydroblast. My Hydro this. Consign? Okay. Yeah, all right. Okay, they don't... All right, so... If I can... It's going to be tricky to race here. Why I want to waste there? Because they have Bolt up. Like I'm trying to expert around Bolt. I didn't play around Hydroblast, but I think I'm going to die to this DRC. I'm not sure there's anything I could have done about it. They just found Delirium too quickly. I guess they don't have any Volks left, so if I draw a Wasteland, then I can kill it, and then they can't Bolt again. Delver, yeah. I think I lose because that's a fetch land. If it was a regular land, I'd have pretty real outs, but there's just no way this works. Maybe they don't have Bolt. Seems unlikely, though. Put it on top. I'm so dead. Probably Bolt me in response. No, maybe. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, we just couldn't kill the DRC. Got Delirium too quick. The Hydroblast was really big. We needed a Mogwar Marshal this game. That's like actually the truth. Needed a Mogwar Marshal because the DRC just was too big for the experts. So I think I could have matroned. What did I matron for? Boggart? Maybe matroning for Boggart was wrong. Yeah, if I matron for Mogwar Marshal, then I can actually win. Okay. I needed to just get on board more. pretty disappointing to 0-2 against Delver because like we were on the play and we had good hands. But they did pass the lackey check twice, and both of my hands didn't have good follow up. Like I didn't curve out at any point. It was just like kind of do a thing on turn 1 and then pass a lot. So I just had a lot of wasted mana. Is this actual Reanimator? Holy shit. Yeah. Why Fury not pushes? Watch the beginning of the stream. I talk about it for a good bit. It's like 0 mana is less than 1 mana, and it's better with Bombardiers and a little bit better with the mana base. Is a theory. All right, take Matron. Yeah, I'll show you Edge Mountain. That's fine. This is Frog. Yep. Yeah, free spells are good, exactly. All right, third vial was not really what I wanted. So this is, I guess it's just blue-black scam, or blue-black, no longer scam, just tempo probably. Oh boy. I think we're going to see a lot of this in the coming months. What's this? I assume they jump one of the frogs here. Okay. Pretty surprised they didn't play this and just discard a card to get like it's like card neutral and deals a damage, 2 damage even. Don't Thoughtseize me again. Play a Necrogoyf. Or Nethergoyf, rather. Okay. Bowmaster would be kind of annoying. of looks like Bowmaster. No, push. That's fine. Okay, we missed. All right, I'm going to leave a Vial on 1. Because in case we draw Prospector, then we can just Muxus immediately. So I'm going to go 3, 2, 1. And not pay Echo. We can also draw Matron and do the same thing. It sucks. Crush 47, thanks to the follow. Once again, a tempo match where I'm losing because I have Muxus stuck in my hand. Tamiyo. That's fine. You gonna let me block? I guess you kind of lose your Netherwave if you jump the frogs. And then you can discard cards, but that's worse. Sure. Does not seem like a great use of Brazen Borrower. All right, let's draw something, huh? I don't think a Vial on 2 does anything, so actually I'm going to still leave it at 1 for Matron for Prospector still. Jesus, all right. Deck is really not cooperating. They made another Borrower? Possibly. Come on. Make for BCG? Oh, that's true. That would be a lot of damage. All right, goodbye, Muxus. Flip the Tamiyo plus the Tamiyo. No, I can't attack. It sucks. Oh, we could draw Horde Master. Could draw Matron. Could draw Ringleader. Could draw a bunch of stuff. Wasteland's annoying. Kind of feels like we just haven't been able to do anything. Now they can jump both frogs. Like we did. We've drawn both these tempo matches. We've overdrawn on Vials and just like mana production, and then done nothing with it. That's a weird. Okay. All right. Prospector's no longer a good draw. So we've got 2, 3, 4. Bombardiers isn't even good anymore. That's my opinion on playing non-goblin creatures and goblins. Boggart made it. Oh, that's a good draw. Boggart made it a lot easier to do, and still have a functional deck. All right, let's ringleader into expert bombardiers. So then we win the game, pretty much. Come on, deck. Come on, ringleader. Come on. Like, we have 22 lands. That's not even good. That's like crazy. We've gone this deep without a bombardiers. That's like such a shitty ringleader, man. Can't attack. All right. Double check, we can't attack. Battle cry, activate. 2. Nah, it's not good. No experts either. Expert would have been such a good hit. Probably just kill the Tameo. Alright, so we have to win this turn, which is not easy. We kind of have to draw another ringleader. They're attacking so conservatively, I don't really understand. Like, yeah, okay. I guess I may be dead next turn to an all-out attack. They put like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Tameo's a weird card because it like it just doesn't do anything until it wins the game. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. It's good against goblins specifically because the plus is so effective, but against decks where the plus isn't very effective, I'm not sure. Like, is it actually that good? Do you have a third push? All right. Well, it's not optional, and you kind of flip it incidentally, right? It's not optional. No, it's not optional. I guess Horde Master and Expert is still a good draw, so leave a Vial on 2. Come on, give me that ringleader. But like a good one this time. Come on. Opponent, come on. Any chance we'll see Turbo Muxus again, even without Goblin Sticker? Probably not. I messed around with it a little bit, but I want a Brazen Storm thing. That's possible. We bought him for 3 lands with Ringleader. Okay, I'm dead. There's a second Sling Gang. Hey, it's all the cards I wanted. Alright. Kind of drew like shit. That seems good. Muxus was a liability once again. Maybe this is a 1 Muxus meta. Maybe play the 4th Ringleader. Or 4th Horde Master. Fury's like kind of mediocre versus deck, but I think keeping 1 should be fine. The problem with this hand is that it's so bad against Nethergoyf. Man. Ugh. This hand sucks. Sand sucks. Man, okay, the 6 is just like the problem that I don't know, maybe the 6 is keepable, but I don't think it is. Like any Vial 5 is better. I should not F6. I mean, I won't Pyroblast a Tameo yet. There's Goyf. Or Thoughtseize. That's more annoying. Mulligan to 5, get Thoughtseized is pretty much GG, I think. Well, glad I didn't keep the triple Wasteland hand with 1 Reb. This game's over. Thoughtseize your answer, play Frog, connect with Frog. Pretty much it on Mulligan to 5. Wouldn't want any of these sideboard cards. I guess I won't block. Kind of annoying that I can't like Boggart and force them to lose the Goyf. I guess that wouldn't work anyway. They have the land drop. I guess what I can actually do here is I can attack, and then they block, and then I boggart them, and then it dies to state-based effects. Which opponents might not be aware of. So unless they have a stifle here, there's no way they can save this. Nice. That's a pretty important trick to be aware of. We're still, you know, very much going to lose this game, but it would be like they don't have a wasteland, and we top deck Ringleader, and it draws 4 cards. Okay, there's no. That's step 1. You okay? Okay, that's a card in their deck against me. That's somewhat baffling, but okay. Not worth killing the Harbinger, not worth trying to kill Frog by making them discard 2. Tamio, okay. Okay. They pick up Fatal Push. Right, I'm done here. Ugh. Alright. I think we just, you mulligan to 5, get Thoughtseize, you lose most of the time, so. Like, I could have kept the 6, and then if I had a Reb in the top 2 or 3, then we probably could have won that game. But I didn't want to take that risk. But maybe I should have. All right. That's a solid hand. All right, Eldrazi. Got a pretty good hand against Eldrazi. Lackey plus Wastelands on the play. So they have to be able to play something on turn 1. Okay, that is not it. All right, Expert means we can pretty safely get Muxus here. Should have played Horde Master probably. But doesn't matter. Okay, maybe it does matter. All right, they conceded. Cool. All right, Eldrazi. So, on the draw against Eldrazi, I think you are supposed to cut a Muxus, which is weird. And then, because like lackeys are so unlikely to connect. But maybe with 4 pitch cards, maybe that's actually the wrong way to approach it. So maybe I'm gonna try a different approach. I'm gonna cut Pashlik, even though Pashlik is very good in creature combat. All right, so how do we support this plan? If this is our plan, I don't know. I don't know if this can be our plan. Just might not work. Would have to trim a Sling Gang and a Boggart, and then a Ringleader. That seems bad. No, I don't think you can cut Vial. Most of the games I win against Eldrazi are because of Vial. It just has to be Lackey. Like, it's just not. Okay. I like this hand. The one Sling Gang could get stranded, but... Alright, Devour. Good to know about. Alright, so they got rid of Chalice, Cavern, Tomb, Lead on Temple, Petal, Pass. It's kind of weird. Best draw is Ancient Tomb. Thought-Knot's here. Bummer. Well, they have to decide between taking Moon, which they probably will, and taking a Fury. It's weird that they played out the Petal because normally you want to save the Petal for when you play Fleshraker. Yep. Goodbye, Moon. Ringleader. All right, so let's see what we do here. I'm going to pitch... Do I pitch Ringleader? Sling Gang plus double Horde Master is kind of a Ringleader, and Ringleader is quite far away, so I think I do that. Bombardiers is pretty good. Alright, I don't want to get double wastelanded by Cake to Myco Spawn, so I'm just going to get basics. Keeps Ancient Tomb live. So they have Devour in hand. They can cast it here. Another Thought Knot? No. Yeah, Kick Myco Spawn. Okay. Kind of interesting. The way their hand played out, it might have been wrong of them to take the Blood Moon. Though I guess they would lose to Prospector or Tomb if they didn't. Get an Ancient Tomb, okay. Kind of surprised that's not Ayavugan. That's pretty good. Probably cast this guy. Yeah, really glad I got basics. Another one? No, okay. This is exile, right? Yeah. That's fine. Is it weird that I feel favored here? Hmm. So Matron is gonna get what? And also, how am I gonna kill my opponent is the question. I could ignore Matron for a turn and just Bombardiers right here. Attack for 3. I take 9. I could attack for 3, sack for 4. See if I hit a card. And just force them to have Dismember or Kozilek's Command. And then if they do, I can still Sling Gang to stall. I don't mind that, actually. It's not like I can wait long enough to Matron for Muxus, I think. Yeah, if they do have Dismember, this pulls it. And they would take a bunch of damage to do so. And then the Sling Gang maybe gets there. You're thinking about it. Weird. So if I fling Horde Master, they go to 10. Or I keep my Lord and start doing stuff with with Sling Gang. I don't have Pashlik Mons in my deck. What am I trying to do? I could just kill the Micah Spawn, take a bit of pressure off the table. That's not really real pressure. Alright, that's kind of a dud, but... Alright. So this vial's going to go up to 4, and hopefully we draw a land. It's scary. Hopefully I'll have... Oh, yeah, Kozilek's... Chalice on 2. Okay. Okay. Let me take 9. It's pretty bad. No, you drew something. Oh, that's really good. Okay, so we're at 4, kind of at 3 with the fetch land. Yeah, taking the matron was smart because we can't live for 2 turns. Because we could draw a Mog War Marshal, maybe. So block like this, take 2. All right. So yeah. Oh no, there's a chalice on 2. Okay. I don't think I have outs anymore. I guess I could draw. Do I take up? Hold on. Can I live? Block. No. If I draw a 1-drop, then I can go block. All right. I can draw 1-drops. I have 6 of them. 5 of them. 5 of them. Versus. There's only 1 ringleader, 1 sling gang. All right, so I do take up. Okay, I'm dead. Okay. All right, Lackey's on the play. Muxus once again a liability though. Yeah, Fury is actually another good reason to take up to 5 because I think that does work. Cutting Pashlik might be wrong, but yep, this hand's quite solid. More Devours. Ancient Tomb's a good draw. I guess if I had Bombardiers'd the Micah spawn, I can maybe live there. All right. Wastes, huh? This probably means Dismember. I think I don't play the Mogwar Marshal. And my reasoning is I'd like to Bombardiers with the front half with it. It only costs me 1 damage most likely. And I'll play the Badlands because I don't care if they wasteland me this turn. Or the following turn even. Courtyard. I guess, okay, the bad sign is if they kill the Vial. Fuck. Why'd I have to say it? That's so annoying, man. Alright. Still in an okay spot. Okay. Hmm. So they have Devourer in hand. I just fucked up. I think I should have. No. Okay, if I did that, they could block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But then I would get to kill the thing for free, the spawn for free. They probably want the spawn. Kick Micah spawn. Yeah. Okay, I fucked up. They're gonna get to kill this next turn. Yeah, I could have won this. Could have paid Echo there too. I'm not tilting. I'm just disappointed in myself. All right, let's turn off Ancient Tomb, I guess. What I should have done is attack first, and then well, I did not get wastelanded. I shouldn't have sacked the vial when I did. I should have played Mugwort Marshal in turn 2. I should have not sacked the vial because what I wanted to do is Fury kill Fleshraker and spawn. If they don't, if they double block, then I get to kill the spawn for free anyway because then I sack the vial. Yeah. I guess I fire this off. Well, do I? If I fire it off, then they can't attack, is the thing. Hopefully I draw a land. Or maybe like a munitions X or something with flash. Fuck. Bombardier? They do have wastes. It's a good draw, though. Yeah. Hold the land. Okay. Goblin token holding the line. I don't think the... Well, okay, I'll hold it in case the Blood Moon gets blown up. Oh, that's bad for me. That's really bad for me. They still don't have double colorless, which is pretty big, but they can cast Mega Spawn now. And then they can get Forest, and they can start attacking. Oh, they kill my... Oh, that doesn't matter. Bombardiers, Bombardiers. Alright, Mogwai Marshal. That's pretty good. Probably should have played the Boggart as a land then. I can put them to 1. But then still 2 attackers versus 2 blockers, so just need one more dude. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You do not take damage. I think I can attack here. That was the wrong block as well, I think. We did it. Okay. I shouldn't have been as hard as it was. Yeah, because on the Bombardier's turn got messed up. I wasn't thinking about Flute on Vial, though. I should have. Got lucky with the moon. Just blocks token. Is that bad for me? Is that allowed? If they're at 3. Or no, they're at 2, right? They can't block one thing. But if they just block tokens, then yeah. Then we go back to stalemate, but they've taken 1 damage. Yeah, so if they just block the tokens and then take 1 damage, I have Mogwai Marshal Lackey versus their 2 guys. Then all I need to do to win is draw any haste creature. Or I guess that's worse if I'm drawing towards a Lord. All right, for the 3/2, solid hand. Mountain. It's illegal. You're not allowed to do that. So I guess this is Painter. I'm gonna play Wastelands. In case of Urza Saga. Yeah, like that. And they play a Welder. Okay. Okay. This is the question. Does my opponent have a Goblin Engineer in hand? Goblin Engineer is really the only punish. Yeah, if my opponent plays Engineer, then I just lose, basically, because then they get Chaos Defiler online. So, Saga is not really a... Saga would be a punish for not playing Lackey. Do I kill the Welder? Or do I wait? And it's Fury pitch what? Like if I wait, then I'm pitching the Lackey. If I don't wait, Fury probably pitches Fury next turn. Oh man, that's tough. Play Lackey and Fury pitch Fury. I guess if there's a Painter, that's not so bad, because then I can sack Lackey. Then I kind of have nothing. I guess that's okay. I would have liked to save a Fury to go with the Bombardiers. This is an instance where you really care about instant speed, because if it was instant speed, then I would just get to kind of go both ways. I'm filled with regret. Okay, opponent's struggle busing though. That's pretty good. Fable. Okay. So if we go Boggart, sack it, attack for 4 plus 5, we go to 9. Versus. Yeah. Is my opponent dead either way? I think I want to convert the damage. Deal 5 is like pretty significant. If they Fury me, they go to 3. If they kill Bombardiers, go to 4. And they kind of have to spend some mana cracking Bauble. Nice. Not cracking Bauble there kind of says there's no Fury in the main deck. All right. This. This seems pretty logical. Sideboarding. I think something I'm going to try next is I'm going to try cutting to 1 Muxus. I'm going to cut Battlecry Goblin because that hasn't been performing that well. And then with those 2 slots, I'm not sure what I can open up, but I feel like I can improve the tempo matchup. Because that's what we've been losing to. Welder, sure. So Pyrokinesis is great here. Alright, Prospector's decent. Just happy to have a 1-drop, honestly. I could hold the Prospector to pitch to Pyro, but I think that's alright. Fable. Okay. Get a solid Kinesis here. Boggart's okay. Don't think I'm wastelanding this turn into the open Fable. I think I'm actually going to Horde Master here. And if my opponent, I'll be happy if my opponent takes this trade. Okay. Ooh, okay, letting them rummage is a little bit dangerous. If they have like a good thing and then an artifact land. Okay, they don't. Okay. play an engineer. Probably kind of awkward. I don't really want to wasteland. Okay, maybe I should have sat on the Kinesis a little bit. No, given the treasure is too valuable. Dragon Engine. The issue with the Tampa matchup, I mean, we've mostly just drawn quite poorly in the 2 matches today, so I'm not convinced it's like terrible, but it definitely feels harder than typical Delver matchups. Name Trashmaster reasonable, though it is not in my deck. Now I don't like my spot. Maybe I should have pitched Matron. Mogwar Marshal plus Skirk plus Hordemaster is like basically a Matron. The problem is if I just wasteland and play Vile, then my opponent's going to get to Fable to Kiki the engineer before I am able to kill it, which basically means you lose. I could go like Wasteland plus sack Hordemaster, play Matron, get Bombardiers. Maybe that's the line, actually. No, then they can still Dragon Engine. I do think I have to make 2 plays, though. Let's see what we hit. Expert would be very good. Tomb. That's a bummer. I think engineer copied is less of a danger than Phyrexian Dragon Engine. Oh, I should have gotten Bombardiers. I think this is better against a Bolt, though. But repetitive removal is better against this. Yeah, I should have gotten another Fable. Oh, Snaring Bridge. Okay. Well, glad I didn't get the other thing. Oh, and they can't engineer because they don't have red. Unfortunately, can't. Okay, and then I think I sack an expert to play a vial here. I really want to get one of these vials going. And I want to play this as a spell. Shit. I mean, they do take a lot of damage. All right. Discard Pyroblast. All right, let's go into discard. Kiki copy this. Draw more cards. Nope. Okay. Is that not an option? Maybe it's not an option. Sling Gang. Okay. Should I play it? Should I have played this as a land? So I could cast Sling Gang next turn if I draw another land? Maybe? Oh, don't be... Okay. Painter's scary. Got a Fade Grindstone. Yeah, punished. Okay, so could have Sling Gang in this play in play right now. I will play this and not play the because I'll use this as the fourth land if I don't draw land, obviously. Only when there's from the graveyard. Ah, yes, okay. All right, no grindstone, please. Okay. So we have 2 turns to find a wasteland or kill them. They are at 6. And they might have to tap Ancient Tomb at some point. Okay. Am I even supposed to play this? I think I am. If I get Pyroblasted to death, sucks to be me. Build your own endurance. Doesn't quite work like that. Yeah, just Pyroblast is the last card. Oh, Bolt. Okay. All right, you're at 5. All right, so I need to draw a Wasteland or a removal spell. Oh, shit. Three one. 3-1 flash. Oh. And these constructs don't matter because of the ensnaring bridge. Oh, that is that my last Sling Gang? I poured one out. Okay, so this is a little hairy. I need to kill my opponent. I need to find a Crater Maker. Okay. Yeah, a little greedy attack there. That is my only Sling Gang. Okay, so we have to Crater Maker the... And Pashlik? No, Pashlik's still here. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. I probably will put the Vial up. Don't draw Painter. Fuck. Alright, you got me. Ugh. Ah. Okay. You just run it back, honestly. We were really close. Possible Lackey is better than Prospector. This hand's not good. Alright. Not to see Trashmaster. There's just not enough artifacts. Like, it'd be good in this matchup, but not many others. Again, a bit of a close call of what to... Yeah, Lackey would be a lot better here, huh? Like a lot better. Alright, let's keep that in mind in the future. I'm not going to Fury this Engineer, or this Welder. Okay. Pitch Goblin Engineer. I wanted that land. Pretty badly, actually. Oh, come on. I hate when this happens. It's like you need lands and then you exile them with Hordemaster. Okay. I think War Marshal's my fodder. All right. Land. All right, Lackey's not bad. Probably eats a bolt. Okay. All right, if we draw a land, I think we just win. Nice. This opponent needs like Spirit Guide, Bolt. Okay. Come on, Muxus. Double Ringleader is good. Draw an Expert, Broadside. Those are good. Draw Pashlik, War Marshal. Those are good too. All right, opponent, your go. You gotta full combo me right now. Ensnaring Bridge probably doesn't do enough. Fury doesn't do it. Okay. Mm-hmm. Let's see if you've got 1 mana spell. You do. Nice. All right. So you can Dragon Edge him, and then you go up to cards. Okay. All right. That's annoying. Still think we kind of can't lose. Okay. Kill the Kiki for free. So Crater Maker wins the game. Matron, same deal. Tomb kind of doesn't do anything. I'm going to save this Wasteland for a Saga. I don't care if they unearth, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. That's kind of hard for them to empty their hand. So I'm just going to hold up Expert, I think. Can you unearth as an instant? If so, that's kind of annoying. Don't think my life total matters at all. Should I play this Bombardiers? Yeah, I guess so. I think it's Sorcerer Speed. That's what I think too. Okay. Painter. Don't need to kill that immediately. Hey, there we go. Oh my god, it's colorless. Okay. Okay, so we have to kill the painter. So if I had killed painter, we would have won this turn. Kind of annoying. So at this point, I think I Wasteland, because if they draw a Saga, I don't care. But I don't want them to be able to Dragon Engine and then like play the whole hand as well. They draw a Pyroblast. That one is not allowed. Grindstone me. All right. All right. So we beat Taxes, Eldrazi, and Painter lost to Grixis Delver and Blueback Tempo. Okay. Cool. Okay. Definitely could have drawn better, could have played a little better, but overall, I'm okay with this. I think I like the ideas of going down on these, and then what's the best way to improve against tempo? Our problem was that we were flooding out, basically, but not to the degree that you have time for Muxus. Just Muxus would get stuck in our hand. Hey, Evil Baboon. Doing all right. Just finished first league. We needed a Mog War Marshal would have won the game against Delver if the DRC killed us. And Mog is also good against Nethergoyf. Like, very good against Nethergoyf. So I could see doing something like this. Mog has been decent against Eldrazi as well. There's a lot more ground attackers in the format than there used to be. Like, a lot more. Tech for Eldrazi. Boggart was the reason to go to 60, and then I just like didn't like it anyway. It just didn't map out right. I could see going to 60 with this list though. Arms Dealer's basically Bomba. Yeah, you're not wrong. It's a 1 mana. It's a 1 toughness Bomba that you have to pay mana every turn. Cage did not come in, I don't think. Incinerator is good against Delver, but not really. It's pretty bad against Scam. I keep saying Scam. Tempo, blue-black. Because their creatures are too big. It's good against Painter. Kind of mediocre against Eldrazi. I don't think Incinerator is the play. Pile Driver's theoretically good against Frog, but isn't really. The pushes would have been okay to draw, though I did like the... It was just the issue that my opponent Thoughtseized me, and then it was like Thoughtseized into Frog. It's still like quite potent. Port would be good against that play pattern when you're on the play, not so much when you're on the draw. Could be a 4th Horde Master to lower the curve a little bit. I wonder if people start playing this to kill frogs. Yeah, I liked the push. Like I could here, like what if we just do this? I have to cut something. Okay. Cut something from the sideboard. This could be a functional 60. Or probably more like Cage. I do like the pushes in theory, like, and I liked how they've been playing, but I'll probably try some more stuff off stream. The Furies were good today, though. It was like we got to go like Fury to push Lackey through a couple of times, and that felt really strong. So that's a little bit of tension with cutting down to 1 Muxus, but just Muxus has felt so bad against the tempo decks, it's just too hard to get into play. Blood Moon saved my ass against Eldrazi, so happy with that. As over like Damping Sphere, which I had been considering. It is notable that without a War Chief or Battlecry Goblin, Muxus flips pre-combat are going to be not that good. Dismember is playable. The life loss matters a lot, though. And is pretty horrible when it gets countered. I really dislike Thoughtseize. Whenever I put it in my deck, I'm always like, this card fucking sucks if you don't have free counter spells to back it up. Which is basically my running theory, is that Thoughtseize, the cards in Legacy are so strong that Thoughtseizing one of them, unless you're a combo deck or like trying to protect a specific thing, it's just like not useful. And so if you don't have free counter spells to back up your Thoughtseizes or something really specifically proactive that requires specific cards to answer, Thoughtseize should not be in your deck. It's like it's a really bad mid-range card. If you're looking for removal, just Terminate. This deck can't cast Terminate. I mean, it can cast it better than it used to be able to, but I still don't think it's possible. And I think I would play like Molten Collapse over Terminate probably. have chances of a 2-for-1. No, I think you don't want to cut Boggart. I think Boggart's really strong in this list because it's black sources for Fatal Push and it juices the ringleader numbers um, quite a bit. We went 3-2, Dougie. I'm wondering about like a War Chief. But I like not having red in this deck other than like cards you don't cast until later or are free. War Chief would be kind of nice to have access to. Like if you untap with War Chief, this card goes bananas, especially with 3 War Marshals. But it doesn't really solve the flooding issue. It doesn't do much by itself. Warren Weirding? No. I mean, it's not bad against Frog. It's just that these decks are like... I mean, it is kind of bad against Frog because you're trading 2 mana for 2 mana and then they daze it and then you lose. Or you like Edict and then they Bowmaster in response. Or they just have like a Necrogoyf to sacrifice. Like the deck has enough fodder. I don't think Weirding is a great option. If Bowmaster wasn't a thing, then I could see more arguments for Weirding. But I think with 5 blasts, we should be fine. For game 1, Frog is more of an issue. So like, what's the like Sting Scourger is like a kind of a way to deal with Frog because it's like it's very involved though because you have to go like bounce your Frog or like spend a card to get them to discard cards to Frog, and then you bounce it and then you can kill it because they don't have as many cards in hand to feed it. But that's just like it's like a lot of hoops to jump through. It's not clean. Is 3rd War Marshal better than the 4th Horde Master? Should be a question. Horde Master is really good in multiples. Like they stack really well. Yeah, I think that's probably 3 War Marshals when you don't have like Gem Palm in your deck, and like, yeah, I think this is probably better. I'll run to the bathroom real quick. Okay. All right. I think I'm going to try this. And I think I'm going to replace Crater Maker with Trash Master. I think. Crater Maker is better against... I mean, it's like, it's good against Eldrazi, but like, kind of, you know, they're more go wide than they used to be. So spending mana on like killing one big thing, like it kills Devourer that already killed the thing, and it's just like not that relevant at that stage of the game. And all their other stuff is killable with other removal spells. So like, what specific problem is Crater Maker solving? It's like, it's modal. I don't know, maybe Trash Master is better. Crater Maker, Trash Master. I'm not sure. All right, I do want to change up sideboard a little bit. Do this. And yeah, just a 1-1 split, I guess. It's kind of a weird bunch of 1-ofs in the sideboard. It's kind of whatever. 6. Alright, so we're going Fury plus 4 rings. This first league went fine. Went 3 and 2. Trying to improve the list a little bit. See if we can do a little better this time. Is it fourth Horde Master or is it fourth Expert? Is another question. Maybe it's... Well, all right. I'm going to do fourth Expert. I think fourth Horde Master might be a little bit of overkill. I think I just want more removal. A little harder on the mana base, though. It's tough. There's like a lot of slots that are all like kind of interesting. Like third Mogul Marshal is kind of interesting. Fourth Horde Master is kind of interesting. A War Chief would not be... what changes I made? So I've cut a Muxus and I've cut Battlecry Goblin for fourth Ringleader, fourth Expert. In the sideboard, I cut a Cage for a Macabre. I think that's it. I think the appeal of Expert over Horde Master is if you go like Cavern Lackey and your opponent plays a Tameo, Expert lets you actually kill the thing. This hand needed a land. Okay. Ditch Ringleader. I think my opponent's playing Reanimator, so probably doesn't matter, but... Is this Eric Lanton's alt? Island. Tameo? Ponder. Okay. Ponder Shuffle. Ponder Shuffle with any of the Vile Start is pretty good. Cavern. I mean, to play that. Ghost Quarter? The fuck does that mean? Thanks for the mana fixing. I don't know what Island Ghost Quarter means. Another shuffle. It means not Reanimator. Not sure if I want to Bombardiers or Boggart next turn, so. Forg. So you discard one card. Okay. All right, that's good. No. So I'm one short of killing Frog now. I think I just attack. Like, just it's full send. If you block, you lose your Frog. If you don't block, you take 1,000,000. Okay. So now I just throw. I whiffed on the Horde Master triggers. Okay. I guess it's Reanimator. Oh, that's pretty juicy. All right, come on, land. Opponent went Force Pitch Borrower. Do you have a daze? My bet is no. Okay. Oh, and we hit a boggart. That's so sick. All right. Reanimate is quite offline. See ya. See how good this fucking boggarts were? It's like, it's the land that I needed into Ringleader into a land that's also a very useful spell. Alright, nice. I think we want these. Don't want these. So I get just the ghost quarter is really confusing me. Why ghost quarter? Vlaviale, thanks for the follow. Haven't like Main to Furies. They've been good a couple times. How good are experts? Pretty good, I think. Just no prospectors? We'll try no prospectors. Might be bad. Sounds good against not Entomb Reanimate. So I'll keep it. It's good against Thoughtseize into Frog. With the Ghost Quarter, I'm assuming my opponent's deck is more fair than unfair. We also didn't see any like Dark Rituals or anything like that. Cavern is solid. Surveil Land, hopefully. Fatal Push. Brainstorm. Cycle Troll. Okay. Troll could be a bit of an issue. That's fine. All right, so the cost of leading on Cavern is possible. Might be a problem here because if we let on Fetch, we might have been able to double Pyroblast. Yeah. All right, pitch Atraxa. It's pretty good for me. All right. So I think we would have won the game just if we just got to double Pyroblast there, but we're still okay. Do I let them draw a card? No. Or yes. Reanimate. Edict. That's a bummer. Okay, but the missed a land drop. Am I interested in Wastelanding? Alright, I think I have to Wasteland to cut off Animate Dead until I can draw a Cage, Macabre, or Boggart. Okay. Shit. Probably lose now. Maybe not. We can actually kill Frog here. Opponent needs to force this first expert. Just Crystal Brand. Alright. Man, if I had gotten to Pyroblast both Frogs, just have Stone Cold nothing. Alright. Want a Wasteland or a Boggart extremely badly. Okay. Double Bombardiers is pretty good. Might be able to beat Archon. We can beat Archon now. Grizzlebrand, probably not. Well, if they reanimate Grizzlebrand, we could beat that. Borrower? Nope. Alright, we beat Reanimator. That's lethal, right? 6 + 6. Okay. 2 Pyroblasts. Good enough. Really happy I saw the line. So I was initially going to end of turn expert, and then I was like, you gotta remember you can stack them and deal double damage. But yeah, I mean, my Reanimator opponent never drew Reanimation, so obviously that's pretty good for me. Solid. All right, we'll do one last game, one last match. Deck performed pretty well there. So yeah, I think if I had led on, obviously it's not going to be exactly the same because I fetch, but my top card's different, but I would have been able to double Pyroblast and clear the Frog earlier. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I would have liked if Lackey got forced, though, I think. Though, obviously, the game could have been quite different. These hands are always so tempting to keep because your top decks are so strong. It is a little bit of a, do you lead on one of these so that you can have an uncounterable Bombardiers on turn 2? A little bit of bluff equity with the fetch. Pitch to tracks are one of... Yeah. Okay, Painter. Don't love this hand against Painter, but all right, I'm going to fetch to thin. I think I'm just slamming Bombardiers. Yeah. I need my opponent to get tied up in answering my stuff until we can cast Muxus. Saga. That's not good for me. Okay. I mean, if we draw any 1 through 3 drop, sucks. All right, well, we kept 5 lands and drew land, so... Pretty embarrassing that we can't bombardier, or we can't kill this Painter. I guess we have a Cavern. Second Saga, okay. Engineer, okay. Well, that's not... All right, so we just, again, need to draw any 1 through 3 drop. 4 would even be okay, because then we would kill this. They get a Saga token, but that's fine. Best draw might be Boggart. Okay. Spirit Guide Blast. Need my opponent to not just be really mana short, which they have been wastelanded twice and used a Spirit Guide, so... And I want to draw another Bombardiers. I want to draw Matron, Expert. Fury would not be very good. Cantripped. Okay. I guess I can weld out the Painter. That's really dangerous if I draw a removal spell, though. Ringleader's pretty good. We need to fade Ancient Tomb. Boggart. Okay. So they weld out the Painter. Okay, so I'm dead to Ancient Tomb. Or Spirit Guide Land. Fable? Alright, we're alive. We are definitely alive. When we get to Muxus next turn? If they have another painter in hand, we might die. The rummage could be very dangerous. Fury would be just Devour. Okay. Third Saga. Okay. It's like a Soul Cauldron, another Fable. Okay. If they attack, they lose their guy. They kind of want the treasure. I'll double block if they attack. Okay. Alright, so we don't have War Chief or Battlecry Goblin in the deck. Expert. Really would have liked that one card deeper. We're still going to Muxus here. We've still got a bunch of... We got 3 other experts, 3 Bombardiers. That's not very good. It's not very good. How close are we to killing with Sling Gang? Man, that was a really bad Muxus. So 4 blockers, 5 blockers. We can kill one, so they're at 14. We can also attack this turn for a decent amount. Alright, yeah, it's Sling Gang. We can attack with Ringleader, Boggart. Whoa. Not surprising. Alright, so they get to Rummage. And they can get to 5 mana, so I do die to Painter here. Yeah. Discard 2 cards. Okay. Do you have Painter? You do not. And they no longer have enough mana. Okay. Welder. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. All right, opponent drew a little bit too much air there. Oh, it's Pashlik. Cool. Doesn't matter what we kill here. I'll just kill Welder, I guess. There, Kiki. All right, climbed back into that one. Got a little lucky. All right, so it's a Soul Cauldron Painter. So that makes Macabre better. Don't think I want Cage still. Down with cutting the Skirks based on how this has been playing. So we got 5 pieces of free interaction. Trim a lackey. Yes, it's 2 Furies main in this list. Then I want Horde Master. I want all these cards is the thing. I can't cut a land. Maybe I'll just cut. I'll cut 3rd Ringleader on the draw. 4th Ringleader rather. Okay, seems solid. Lackey to pull a bolt, expert to kill a thing, creator maker, answer artifacts. We don't have an answer to Saga. Then Bombardiers is the finisher. Ancient Tomb, that's a little scary. Painter, that's quite scary. People name blue against me so consistently that I start to wonder if I should board in Rebs against Painter, because they just do it so frequently. There's Saga, okay. Well, unless they have Spirit Guide. Okay, Painter down. Now we can Bombardiers our way through Saga tokens pretty easily. This hand's just literally all removal. Welder. Okay, we can kill that. Ooh, that's really good. Do I waste down the Ancient Tomb then? Puts my opponent on 1 mana. That seems better, because, like, I mean, it does mean that Grindstone is in play, or they can get a Petal. But Petal's not that good. Mox Opal's not that good. Having the Grindstone in play is scary, but we do have 2 Bombardiers. And we can Creator Maker it, so I think I hit the Tomb. Wasting Tomb loses to any 1 mana from them. How so? We're going to expert the Welder. You're good, Evan. That'd be a fairly deranged play to make, though. I guess I should have experted first in case they have Pyrokinesis. Because then I have to waste on the Saga. Second Tomb's not great for me. Engineer's fine. We can Bomba that. Deck list is slightly out of date because we changed it after the first league. It was -1 Battlecry, -1 Muxus for 1 Ringleader, 1, and then the 4th Expert. All right, Engineer down. We have a follow-up Bombardiers. And also Bridges in the graveyard now, so it's pretty hard for them to get into play. Okay, Saga number 2. It's a little scary. Don't care about Fable. Are they dead? Not quite. Or maybe, are they? Hold up. Attack all. They double block. We sack this for 4. They go to 7, and then sack the guy they block. Yeah, they're dead. Bombardiers is so fucked up. it's just so fucked up. All right, that match felt really good. That's like exactly how we want the game to play. All right, good start to this league. I'm gonna call it there. I've been streaming about 3 hours. So 5-2 on the day. I think I like this direction for the deck. Sideboard definitely needs some tuning. I don't think this is the right way to build it. Having the 1 Creator Maker seems fine, though. I'm sort of ambivalent about it with Trashmaster, but... don't know... See how, yeah, Evan shows up. Gotta get out of here. Oh, I did watch the first round of not ASL, it's SSL, I think, with Rain, Barracks, Queen, and somebody I'd never heard of. It was good series. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't like mind blowing, but there were some good games. And yeah, the maps do look cool. I didn't look at Artosis' thing though, because you know. Artosis, even though it's caster version. I do watch him. I do watch his cast sometimes, but you know what I mean. You wait for the Tastosis cast. Okay. The Starcast version has grown on me quite a bit. Nyokin's a good caster, and his kind of rotating co-casters are usually pretty good. And I like their more like technical approach, whereas I feel like Tastosis has devolved a little bit into saying the same things over and over again. They have certain kind of what's the term? Not mottos, but like catchphrases that they just repeat. Sometimes I'm like, dudes, look at the game. Yeah, mannerisms. Tasteless is always getting chills. Or no, Artosis is always getting chills. They're always saying somebody literally can't win, and then they win. Anyway. Okay, so lessons learned. Format's a lot more fun without grief. That's number 1 lesson. Number 2, tanking up on removal, and I think doubling up on experts might be a real approach for Frog. Because probably the best way for a red deck to kill Frog outside of, and like Frog with a bunch of cards in hand, outside of Reb is setting up expert bombardiers in the same turn, which you can do on curve with Vial, right? Because it's like when your Vial's on 2 and you have 3 mana is when you can go bombardiers, expert for 2 plus sacker for 4. They can't discard 6 cards to save it. Or 4 cards, 5 cards to save it. 5 cards to save it. Most of the time they can't do that. Furies were decent. We didn't see them a ton in game 1s, but all right, let's find somebody to raid. Are they talking about the BNR? I'm like, I don't even want to know what their justification is. Or Mario Stream Painter. Let's raid Romario. All right. I'm going to keep working on the deck as much as I can. I'm pretty excited about the new format. I want to test for Eternal Weekend because I'm going to play in Prague, like 95% sure. So I'm really motivated, and like I want to do well. I'm in like my head. It's like I want to top 8 Eternal Weekend. So that's my goal. Oh no, cancel. Wrong Romario. The heck? Oh, Vidal. Okay. Raid Romario Vidal. Okay. See you, folks.